Welcome back, folks, to a brand new video.
So this episode of the 100 series will showcase a few favorites, but most likely some underrated locations for you to visit this year. First up is Italy. Now this is a very enchanting hilltop town located in the busy heart of Tuscany. Nestled amongst rolling hills, I think it's an underrated gem, which boasts a rich history and breathtaking beauty. Now this town offers very serene and that authentic Italian experience that is often overlooked by us travellers. And the beauty of this location is that Sorano, which is a picturesque hill village in the southern part of Tuscany, is only a short ride away. Ostuni. Also known as La Città Bianca, the White City. Now this is a stunning hilltop town, and it's also known for its strikingly white buildings, which contrast beautifully with the blue skies and the green hills that surround the town. Another city with winding streets and alleyways, which is perfect just to wander around. But you'll come across hidden courtyards, beautiful balconies, and stunning views of the surrounding countryside. So the centre is the perfect place just to soak up the relaxed atmosphere. But you'll find a charming street to visit, which is Via Cattedrale, which leads to the cathedral and offers beautiful views of the town. Number 3, Lago de Braias. It's famous for its emerald waters, the quaint boathouse, the beautiful pine forests, and towering limestone peaks. So the good thing is, this lake is so much more than just a photo opportunity. You can go on incredible walks in the surrounding hills to a slow paddle across the emerald water. Number 4, Ischia. Now this is the biggest island in the Bay of Naples, and also the most diverse. Now compared to its neighbours, I feel that Ischia has better beaches. Similarly, also beaches that are more sandier and more accessible. Even more public beaches than the nearby destinations. And the funny thing is, you can even visit every beach in the island without paying a penny. I know I didn't. But it's also famous for its thermal spas and, of course, the striking Aragonese castle. Number 5, Matera. Abandoned caves, ancient neighbourhoods, and a series of limestone grottos, Baroque churches, and even more caves. So Matera still has that little air of being undiscovered. You can roam through the labyrinth of narrow cobblestone streets and the uneven staircases. So it's a perfect location for you just to wander and get lost. Regarded as the shame of Italy in the 1950s, since then, the extraordinary environment has now been recognised as a European capital of culture. So, out of all the places in Italy that you could go this year, this might be a good option. An ancient city with a history stretching back to Roman times, and it's best known as a setting for Shakespeare's play Romeo and Juliet. It's a very picturesque city, filled with Renaissance palaces, Roman ruins, and medieval buildings. At the heart of the city lies the mini Roman amphitheatre. And as you walk around on the banks of the river Adige, you will find Castel Vecchio, which was built in 1354 or 55, which is a very impressive defensive fortress, and you do get some stunning views. One of Greece's most romantic cities, famous for its listed architecture and majestic Venetian castles. And the good thing is, it's just a short drive away from Athens and perfect for a day trip. So what to do in Nafplio? You can climb all 999 steps of Palamini Castle. Once you climb up the steep hill, you'll be rewarded with a panoramic view of Nafplio and the sea. It was actually built in record time, between 1711 and 1714, so only 3 years. Number 8. Hydra. Now this is easily one of the most beautiful places in Greece. The island near the capital of Athens, and only 2 hours away by boat. So when you do arrive on the island, you will see a wonderful port, which is a great place with restaurants and bars where you can just relax during the day. Everyone walks or uses donkeys to get around the island. Cars are banned and you will see the elegant stone mansions of the island. So it creates that charming atmosphere, and you can avoid places like Mykonos. Number 9. Meteora. Located in the Thessaly Plains in Greece, the unique and spectacular rocky outcrops of Meteora, on top of which are perched centuries-old monasteries. And this offers a magnificent sight to admire. Listed on the UNESCO World Heritage List, Meteora is literally a magical place in Greece. And out of the 24 monasteries it once had, only 6 are in service and open to the public. So you really don't have to be religious to see a wonderful place such as this. Number 10. Poros. Another beautiful pine forest island of the Saronic Gulf that's between Athens and the Peloponnese. So this is often combined as a hopping island trip from Athens, just like Hydra. What you'll find here are beautiful neoclassical buildings, yacht marinas, the beaches, the quaint shops, and a very impressive clock tower. So island hopping is the theme for this location. Number 11. Chios. Don't underestimate sleepy little Chios, especially on the beauty front. It doesn't get the press that islands such as Santorini or Corfu do. And yes, it may not have the legendary sandy beaches of Crete, but it certainly holds its own. It's a relatively large island that's poking into the Aegean Sea, just off the Turkish coast. And it has charming medieval hill villages, an untouched shoreline, and sweeping inland vistas. So try this one. Scotland. Located in the picturesque Inner Hebrides in Scotland, the Isle of Mull is the complete package for tourists who love adventure and nature. You can visit the charming town of Tobermory, with its coloured houses and independent businesses, and explore miles of stunning coastline. But no matter what the Isle of Mull weather is like, you can experience the perfect island escape. To the west of Mull there are some exciting discoveries to be made, such as the tiny enchanting Isle of Iona, which is a peaceful haven where you can discover one of Scotland's geological wonders, on a boat trip to Staffa. Situated off the beautiful west coast of Scotland, this island's castle's picturesque placement, standing tall, is set against a dramatic backdrop of mountains, and it's made it into something of a cliché image of the Highlands. To be frankly honest, Castle Stalker is entirely authentic, and it's easily one of the best preserved medieval tower houses in Scotland. The view alone is just another reason why you would need to go to these must-see places in the Scottish Highlands. Now this is the kind of place that leaves you breathless, and not just because you have to trek uphill. The craggy landscape looks like something from a magical realm. It's a great walk for hikers as it passes through some of the most spectacular landscapes in Scotland. As part of the Trotternish Ridge, it has been formed by a massive landslip, which has created high cliffs, hidden plateaus and pinnacles of rock. Now the Kurang is situated in the north of Skye, and the walk is in a loop, returning you back to the same point. The ancient ruined building sits majestically on a rocky peninsula at the northeastern tip of Loch Orr, in the Argyll and Bute region. So it was built in the mid-1400s as the base of the mighty Campbells of Glenorchy for 150 years, and it wasn't abandoned until the 1700s. But today, it sits perfectly framed by its truly stunning surroundings. One of Scotland's two national parks, Cairngorm National Park sits within the country's northeast region. It's easily one of the best things to do in the Scottish Highlands. The park is a true mountain wilderness, home to 5 out of the 6 Scotland's highest peaks, and 4 out of the 10 of the highest in Britain. It also boasts some of the most beautiful lochs and rivers, native forests, farmland and moorland, as well as being a stronghold for Scotland's wildlife. There are miles upon miles of trails, and a wonderful choice of a destination to be on this list. Next up is Croatia. Plitvice Lake. Now this place is the oldest and largest park in Croatia, and is actually listed as a Unesco World Heritage Site since 1979. Comprised of several lakes which are the main attraction, simply because of its beauty and the unique formation of the waterfalls cascading down from them. Now as you step around the area, you will hear the thunderous roar of some of the giant waterfalls and the gentle sound of the smaller waterfalls. Now this may not be on your list when visiting Croatia, but maybe I can convince you. It's one of the most northern towns on the Croatian coast, located right at the top of the Istrian Peninsula. And yes, overlooked by some of the more famous destinations such as Poreč and Rovinj. But Novigrad has plenty of charm. Moreover, I think it's a terrific choice for a quiet vacation along the Adriatic Sea. Located on a tiny island, Trogir's Old Town, it is bursting with charm. Very narrow ancient streets form a labyrinth lined with medieval townhouses. There's a lively seafront promenade that's lined with cafes and restaurants, and you can feel the buzz of activity on a summer's day. But the town has many beautiful and well-preserved buildings from its age of glory between the 13th and 15th centuries. It's nicknamed the Mediterranean Flower, Croatia's second largest city. It's located on the peninsula off the Dalmatian coast. It has beautiful old Roman architecture, with orange-roofed houses that create a striking contrast with the crystal clear blue sea and the dramatic coastal mountains. Plenty of sunshine, impressive sights, dining opportunities, and of course the nightlife. But the city's main attraction is its historic core of beautiful Gothic and Renaissance architecture, of which the palace is the crown jewel. Next up is France. Paris, Nice, Bordeaux, the D-Day beaches. These are what people think of when they're planning a trip to France. But Lyon rarely makes the list. You see, Lyon enjoys the mantle of the gastronomic capital of the world. There are more restaurants per head in this city than any other in France, which is just crazy. The country's third largest city is also home to a whopping 21 Michelin-star restaurants. But other highlights here are its Roman roots, which are visible in the magnificent Les Fairytale Antiques de Fourvière, which once seated up to 10,000 spectators. Also, you'll find the Jean-Baptiste Cathedral. Bordeaux. Now this is easily one of my favourite cities in France, mainly because it's such a cheap flight from Heathrow. A charming city in southwestern France, and it is perfect for a weekend getaway. It's known for its beautiful architecture, delicious cuisine, and of course, the world-renowned wine. But I think you should take a stroll around the city's charming old town, and for me, that is where you will marvel at some of the most stunning buildings. And just like Lyon, it's another foodie destination. And whether you're in the mood for fresh seafood or a juicy steak, you'll find plenty of options here. Now, few cities in France fizz with quite as much history as Rouen. As one of the most important cities in medieval Europe, it has a turbulent past. In fact, it's the site of Joan of Arc's untimely end, and much of this history can still be seen in the city today. And the bonus is, it kind of makes it a living, breathing museum on the banks of the River Seine. And while it's not quite as influential on the European stage as it once was, this modern-day city is still one of the best to visit in France. Roussillon, a beautiful village located in the Luberon region, famous for its stunning red and orange colours that you will see all around. And the highlights here is that the village sits on top of a cliff, and it offers really amazing views of the nearby areas and the lush green landscapes. So this is a type of trip where you can take those leisurely walks through narrow and old streets and find plenty of traditional shops that are selling all kinds of arts and craft, far away from the hustle and bustle. Saint-Martin, another captivating medieval village that's found in the Ardèche region. And this place is also filled with history and lots of charm. A village perched on a hill, giving you incredible views of the surrounding vineyards. So at this place you can also explore old stone houses, walk along the ancient walls, and there's a medieval castle that sits at the highest point of the village. One of those places that kind of transport you back in time. And again, far away from the hustle and bustle of those major French cities. It's probably best known for the stunning photos taken of the castle, situated in Lake Brienz, Schloss Seeberg. This fairy tale small village is situated on the southern shore of the very beautiful lake, and it's a place that you cannot miss. Matterhorn. This is a mountain of the Alps, straddling the border between Switzerland and Italy. It's known internationally by its German name, the Matterhorn, and owes its fame to the almost perfect pyramid shape. Its four-sided, rigid, rocky peak towers over 4,000 meters above sea level. So this is just a beautiful view of the mountain. A medieval market town that is home to an 11th century church in a 16th century castle, where you can wander the cobbled streets and discover various galleries, shops, cafes, even wine cellars. The town has a beautiful waterfront, which adds to that kind of picturesque setting. For those of you who love to hike, there are a number of hiking routes to explore, where you can discover the stunning scenery of the area. Located in the Bernese Oberland region at the height of over 1600 meters, the lake makes for a stunning landscape. Surrounded by sharp peaks and a small waterfall at one end, the lake is ridiculously beautiful. The very short optional hike to the lake adds to the charm of the experience, and the landscapes along the hike are simply breathtaking and quite different to most other hikes that you'll do in the Swiss Alps. So get to Kandersteg, and from there you can take a gondola followed by a short easy walk to Lake Urchinensee. Lake Ziabsee. Now this is one of the most beautiful lakes in Switzerland and can be found in the Alpstein region of Appenzell. The ease of accessibility and the moderate incline make it one of the most popular attractions in the Appenzell region. So it's easily searchable on Google Maps, as you'll see a paved road almost the whole way, but you can really spend a whole day here, or you can just be admiring the lake as you pass through. Now you can't visit Germany without visiting a castle, and Hohenzollern is definitely one not to be missed. Standing as a majestic symbol of history and grandeur, this iconic fortress located in the Alps boasts a stunning panoramic view. It's steeped in centuries of royal heritage. As you visit the halls and the courtyards, you'll be transported back in time to learn about the legacy of its dynasty. Now what's most interesting about this place is its commanding presence perched on a hill. And not far away from this castle lies Sigmaringen, a hidden gem nestled in the heart of the Swabian Alps, overlooking the tranquil Danube River. Another enchanting town that's steeped in history and boasting another captivating medieval castle that also dominates the skyline. So it's clear it's one of the main attractions of this town, and it has a long and storied history and was the ancestral seat of the princes of Hohenzollern. Nordlingen. The romantic road, a 350-kilometer route which runs through scenic Bavaria, and it's dotted with pretty towns, and many with half-timbered houses, and some even with the ancient medieval wall that still surrounds them. Now the most popular of these is called Holtenberg. This is a very tourist honeypot, but just an hour to the south lies Nordlingen, an old town circled with well-preserved medieval walls and towers. So why don't you give this one a try? Bamberg became a UNESCO Heritage City in the early 90s, and it's clearly easy to see why, given the medieval architecture that's present in the old town. So this city is spread over 7 different hills and is known for its arched bridges. So one of the main sights to see in Bamberg is the unique Rathaus, but you'll also find similar fairy tale style buildings in the Old Court. Dresden. Nicknamed the Florence on the Elbe, it's a vibrant riverfront city that's filled with Baroque and Rococo architecture. Now a stroll through the old town will take you back to Dresden's opulent past, full of grand palaces and cathedrals. Now these historical sites have been faithfully reconstructed since the end of World War II, but for 2 centuries before the old town was reduced to a smouldering heap, it was acclaimed as the most beautiful city in Germany. Move on to England. Whitstable has plenty to offer all year round. The town boasts a number of fantastic beaches, bursting with traditional British seaside charm. Tankerton Beach is an unspoilt pebbled beach that offers some of the finest views on the Kentish coast. The many alleyways were historically made for walkways down to the sea and used by smugglers to weave in and out. If you are looking for a seaside town day trip from London, this is one of the best places to visit. A city on the River Cam in eastern England, home to the prestigious University of Cambridge. Founded in 1209 and consisting of 31 colleges, Cambridge University is consistently ranked among the top universities in the world. Now this is a very popular day trip from London. You can visit impressive colleges such as the Trinity College and King's College, whose chapel that you simply must see. That would even be enough to fill your day alone. A beautiful cathedral and university city with a fascinating history. Located in the heart of the West Midlands, on the banks of the River Severn. At its centre is a magnificent cathedral, perched along the riverbank, dominating the skyline for miles around. Now they say the cathedral is one of the loveliest in England, and dates back to Norman times. Now this beautiful area encompasses thousands of square miles of moors, valleys, hills, and pretty villages. And southeast on the River Wharfe, you have the Bolton Abbey estate, which includes ruins of a 12th century monastery, which could be something you want to visit. But the area is one of the best places to see in northern England. But one of Yorkshire's best kept secrets is the Scarhouse Reservoir. It's a remote and peaceful area surrounded by impressive scenery. Ibiza is one of the Balearic Islands, an archipelago of Spain in the Mediterranean Sea. It's easily one of the most famous places in Spain. The summer season of celebrity DJs, crazy nightclubs and bars right on the sand make it one of the world's top party destinations. But it also has breathtaking beaches. From the iconic Playa d'Ambossa, with Balearic beats ringing through the air, to the crystal clear waters of family favourite Calahorra. And with all that, you can go deep into Ibiza's town, Majorca. Now this is the largest of the Spanish Balearic Islands. The capital is Palma, and it's where you should start your adventure. But equally on the northeast coast of the island sits the town of Soler. And it's easily connected with the capital Palma via its historic train line. The smallest of Spain's inhabited Balearic Islands is Formentera, only a 40-minute short ferry ride away from its loud neighbour Ibiza. Once a popular hippie destination, this smaller island retains that laid-back vibe. People go to Formentera simply to relax, spend time lazing on one of the strikingly beautiful beaches, and simply bathing in the crystal clear water. So it's no surprise that Formentera's beaches are regularly voted as Europe's best. Segovia, one of the most underrated cities in Europe as well as Spain. It's located not so far away from Madrid, just an hour by bus. But it's as different as Madrid as it can be. A huge aqueduct in the city centre, a castle that somewhat resembles the Disney castles, and old medieval streets with plenty of beautiful churches and cathedrals. This is one not to be missed. Madrid. Few cities alone boast an artistic pedigree quite as pure as Madrid. It may lack the panache of Paris and the monumental history of Rome, but the city has more bars than any other city on earth. It's the capital, it has impressive architecture, world-renowned museums, and plenty of places to eat. It's a great city break if you've never been to Spain before. And it's a great location for day trips. Overlooking the town of Spišská Podhradie, from on top of a hill, the vast ruins of Spiš Castle cover a vast expanse of territory. And as such, it shouldn't come as no surprise to learn that it's one of the largest castle complexes in the whole of Central Europe. Wandering around its many walls, fortifications and towers is really an amazing experience. Step into the enchanting town of Trnava. It's known as the Little Rome of Slovakia. Not really sure why, but let's go with it. It's located just a short distance from Bratislava, which is an ideal destination for a short day trip. It's easily accessible by train or car, so take your pick. And it's a good way to explore a much smaller town's hidden gems, such as St. John the Baptist Cathedral. One of the oldest and most significant monuments in Slovakia proudly stands on a mound above the city. Its origins can be traced back to the 11th century, with the first written recording to 1113, but initially a wooden castle and later reconstructed in stone during the 13th century by the Poznan family. It's a remarkable piece of history that showcases the region's architectural heritage. We come to Austria. Nestled in the Austrian Alps lies the quaint village of Hallstatt, a charming destination that offers a unique blend of mass tourism and natural beauty. You'll be fighting so many people to get views of the stunning lake and the majestic mountains as its backdrop. You can stroll through the narrow streets, admire the traditional wooden houses, and experience the so-called tranquility of the alpine gem. Austria is one of those countries that's perfect for the great outdoors, where you can just get away from towns and cities and really enjoy being around nature. But I like to focus on the pristine lakes and surrounded by mountains. This is where you can really get away from it all. And that's halfway. We've got more juicy places to go. Norway. Scattered over a row of islands on the western coast of Norway, Ålesund is a thriving fishing town that, following a huge fire in 1904, was rebuilt in a beautifully colourful Art Nouveau style. Now it's spread over 7 islands, all connected by charming waterways. So once you soak up the town's unique atmosphere, you can go on a guided tour of the famous Geiranger Fjord. Bergen. Bergen is now the second largest city in Norway. The rainy but beautiful city, which was apparently the inspiration for the fictional hit Disney animation Frozen. Sick of that song. But the picturesque city is one of the prettiest, and it's absolutely peppered with medieval buildings, Norwegian churches, and those colourful timber houses. So it's a laid-back place with a selection of good museums, some quirky independent stores, plenty of cafes, and its biggest draw is its status as being the gateway to the famous fjords. Next is Norway's 5th largest city, Kristiansand that lies at the country's southern tip. Now this is a lively beachside town with very good ferry connections to Denmark. So it does attract quite a number of people each year, but it's a family destination, focusing on activities and attractions for families. But there's a colourful old town, wooden houses, plenty of shops and the usual local treats. So if you do fancy a family dedicated vacation, then this is a town that you should try this year. Oslo, a top city break destination. And if you only have a few days to visit Norway and you're flying into the Oslo airports, I would actually advise that you spend your time visiting other places on this list. But the capital is beautiful, increasingly popular place to visit in the country. Yes, it's expensive and it doesn't have a long list of world famous attractions, but it's clean, it's laid back and surrounded by beautiful fjords. But don't forget the architecture, a mix of old and new. I still think Oslo is underrated. Turkey. Now Istanbul is literally where east meets west. A beautiful city and a perfect place to get your feet wet if you're keen to explore the Middle East or Africa, as it has a feel of both. You can visit the Blue Mosque in the late afternoon, which would be the highlight of your week, and I suggest gaining access to one of Istanbul's many bars and restaurants with a terrace and a view, and settling for sunset for any of the 3 top attractions. Travel on holiday to Ölüdeniz. You can expect a stunning blue lagoon, lush green mountains and beautiful crystal clear water that you can even see the bottom even from far out from the shore. It's world famous for its stunning beach scenery, and there's a reason why it's one of the #1 places for paragliding. So you'll find a beautiful long sandy beach, the blue lagoon as I mentioned, and those are the key reasons to visit. Then we come to Pamukkale, a town in western Turkey known for the mineral-rich thermal waters that flow down white travertine terraces on a nearby hillside. It's a very popular destination in Turkey. The pools lead uphill from the Pamukkale town entrance to the main rest area within the park, and you'll be able to wander freely around and swim in them as much as you please. You'll also come across a few pockets of pools with the water in them. It's definitely worth a visit. It's one of the most unique places in Turkey. Crystal clear blue pools like you've never seen before. Why not give it a try? Bulgaria. Then we come to Plovdiv. Now this is an incredible city. It has plenty of cultural, historical and natural landmarks. Now most of you would probably go to Rome, but you should try this city. Nature lovers will enjoy the gorgeous Maritsa River. Roman architecture fans will enjoy the Odeon and the dazzling theatre. And you culture vultures will enjoy the Old Town and the artsy district. I mean, let's face it, Plovdiv is considered to be the oldest continuously inhabited city in Europe, and still one of the oldest in the world. The Faroe Islands. So there's a place called Mullafossa Waterfall, which is located in the Faroe Islands. A beautiful natural wonder that will leave you simply breathless. Now this striking waterfall cascades directly down into the ocean, and it presents a stunning sight, especially captured by a drone. But it's peaceful, you'll be surrounded by dramatic cliffs and rugged landscapes, and it does offer you just a glimpse of the untouched beauty of the country. Ireland. Cork is located just a little way inland from the southwestern coast, and given its rich history and stunning architecture, it's a little wonder why Cork is easily one of the most beautiful places in Ireland. So no visit to Cork is complete without a tour of the iconic Blarney Castle, which has been attracting people for over 600 years. So there you will have the chance to participate in an ancient part of Irish folklore by planting a kiss upon the Blarney Stone. Killarney National Park. In the southwest of County Kerry is an expanse of rugged, mountainous country that sweeps down to the world-famous lakes of Killarney. It was Ireland's first national park, and with its proximity to Killarney town, it has many heritage sites that you can visit, including Muckross House and Gardens, Killarney House and Gardens, and Ross Castle. Galway lies in Western Ireland, one of 2 European capitals of culture for 2020. So this is a place that celebrates creativity and craft. It's also known for its ancient architecture, the vibrant art and cultural scene. Another attraction is Dungura Castle, along Galway Bay, built in the 1520s, and this is arguably the most popular of the many castles near Galway city. Situated in the west of Ireland in County Galway, Connemara National Park covers some 2,000 hectares of scenic mountains, expanses of bogs, heaths, grasslands and woodlands. So for those of you who love the great outdoors and lots of walking and hiking, this is a perfect holiday location for you. 500 meters high Diamond Hill rises above the small village of Letterfrack. So this is one of the finest hikes in the country. It commands a huge ocean, island, and mountain views in all directions. So in a country full of places as beautiful as they are fascinating, Connemara may just top that list. We now come to Portugal. And first up is Porto, a coastal city in northwestern Portugal. And it's known for its stately bridges and its port wine production. So it's the second largest city, and I think slightly an underrated one compared to Lisbon. You'll find Baroque mansions and crumbling medieval churches, but beneath the town, in places lie the cellars that store the city's world-famous export. So if you do like those city breaks that are filled with wine, then this is the place that you need to head to. Now, Portugal is known for beautiful beaches. Praia da Marinha is recognised as one of the best in the country. Situated along Portugal's famously beautiful Algarve region, Praia da Marinha is known for steep cliffs, soft sand, and calm waters which are ideal for snorkeling and lots of family fun. Next up is Iceland, Reykjavik. Now, while most Icelandic trips start in Reykjavik, this is not a one-stop city. You'll find fine dining, boutique shopping and plenty of trendy bars. But its real charm is in its famed landmarks, the museums and its cultural attractions. So try to stay a little bit longer. You can start off by visiting the celebrated church, whose architecture was inspired by the volcanic landscapes. Standing at 73 meters high, this is the largest church in Iceland. Boasting mountains and waterfalls amongst its dramatic scenery, Westfjords is untouched by mass tourism. In fact, it's one of the country's most spectacular and awe-inspiring regions. The settlements are small and sparse, but between them are untouched landscapes and very dramatic features unlike any other in the country. Now, while this area does require a lot of driving, the scenery alone will make it well worth it. And I think it's a perfect destination this year to escape and enjoy Iceland. One of Iceland's natural crown jewels, a glacial lagoon filled with chunks of ice that have broken off from nearby glaciers. The area is known for its stunning beauty and the opportunities for boat tours. You can take a boat tour to get real close to the glaciers and see the chunks of ice up close, and also witness seals playing in the lagoon. And from Reykjavik, it can take anywhere from 5 to 6 hours, but the drive itself is incredibly scenic, so it may take you longer to get there. It's an oasis of this nation's diverse landscapes and its features. It's so beautiful, it was once a national park in its own right. Now, while in Iceland, do visit Skaftafells on one of the self-drive tours. It's a destination you won't regret prioritizing. There are much easier treks here that lead to diverse sites, such as the waterfall Svartifoss, which is surrounded by bizarre and beautiful columns, as well as to the glaciers, such as Svinafellsjökull. Another underrated destination, and a country that's full of castles. Just 70 kilometers southwest of Wrocław lies Książ Castle, third largest in Poland. The original was built in the 13th century, but it's changed hands many times and underwent 2 major reconstructions. Its location is stunning, set on a rocky hilltop overlooking the woodland area that surrounds it. It is an epic day trip from Wrocław. Rated as one of the oldest towns in Poland, Gniezno maintains a unique place on the country's map. The single most unmissable thing to see is the 14th century Gothic cathedral, with its priceless doors, memorabilia, relics, and the tomb of Saint Adalbert, which draws Catholics from all over Europe. It is right here where the cathedral witnessed the coronation of the first 5 Polish kings. Next up is Zakopane, a resort town that offers a mix of natural beauty and traditional culture. Now, it's known as the winter capital of Poland, so it's very popular during the winter season, skiing or winter sports, etc. But during the summer months is my favourite. You can explore the breathtaking Tatra National Park. Now, if you're looking for a stunning coastal city, then look no further than Gdansk. Some of the first shots of the Nazi invasion of Poland were fired over the medieval church tops and docks of the city. That's enough of a reason to visit, from medieval architecture to World War II museums. But it's a must visit for those of you who are passionate about history, and for those of you who are looking for a simple yet friendly city break. And don't forget, they have a beach. Denmark. We head to Copenhagen, the capital city that welcomes everyone with its unique old world charm and modern sophistication. Now, this city is known for its eco-friendly and bike-friendly culture. A city that boasts picturesque canals, historic landmarks, and a very vibrant foodie scene. So if you're into your food, this might be a very good city break for you. It also has plenty of cobbled streets, and especially you should head to the Nyhamn harbour, lined with those colourful townhouses and those bustling cafes. They call this location the wonder of the cold Caribbean. Just under 2 hours south of Copenhagen is one of Denmark's biggest and most surprising wonders, Møns Klint. 70 million year old chalk cliffs crumbling into the Baltic Sea on the island of Møn, making the water beautifully clear and inviting. So there's plenty of things you can do. You can hire and try everything at this location, such as kayaks and boats yourself. So it's a great idea to book a guided tour on the water. Montenegro. Now it might just be the most beautiful out of all the Balkan countries, but you be the judge. We go to Kotor, a fortified beauty, and is Montenegro's centerpiece. It's a seaside spot that's full of narrow streets and hidden corners, and a very energetic town, sitting in the shadow of the imposing mountain. Now it's easily one of the most popular destinations along the entire Adriatic, and it deserves every single tourist that it can get. No matter how many photographs you'll see, nothing quite prepares you for the incredible sight of Montenegro's Sveti Stefan. So this collection of villas is as exclusive as the Balkans can get, so don't expect to explore it unless you're willing to pay for the privilege. Now if you're up for an adventure, this destination might be intriguing, and it doesn't get any more dramatic than a monastery built against an almost vertical backdrop. The Ostrog Monastery is the most popular pilgrimage site in the country, and it isn't difficult to understand why. Stunning combination of human ingenuity and natural magnificence. So it's a wonderful sight to see, and one that you won't forget in a hurry. Nestled in the heart of Montenegro, a natural wonderland of rugged mountains, pristine glacial lakes and dense forests, Dermatol National Park offers a paradise for those of you who really love the outdoors. And there are plenty of hiking trails, all leading to panoramic views and picturesque valleys. So if you want to escape the hustle and bustle of city life and you just want to be at one with nature, Dermatol Park promises an unforgettable experience. Albania. Now Albania is known for the Albanian Riviera, a very popular destination in the summer. But in the city of Shkodër lies Shkodër Castle. Now this is a historical fortress that's steeped in rich heritage and legend. Dating back to ancient times, the castle has witnessed the rise and fall of various civilizations, such as the Romans, the Ottomans, and the Illyrians. Standing atop a hill, it offers breathtaking views, and of Lake Shkodër. The Netherlands. Maastricht. A perfect city to go if you loved Amsterdam, but don't want to get sucked into the world that is just Amsterdam and that's it. Best known for its dynamic city square, it's also home to a wonderful church, a cathedral, and the old fortifications, which are huge draws for visitors right here. Even many annual festivals take place right at the city square, with local favourites arriving in autumn or winter. This city dates back to the 9th century, and right in the heart is the glamorous building, the City Hall. If you're able to go on a tour, you might as well go to the mighty Abbey. And from there, you can scale the 207 steps of the Abbey Tower, and you will be rewarded with a fantastic view of the city. Of course, later on you can stroll around, taking in the atmosphere and sampling local life and its delicacies. One of Europe's most popular tourist destinations, Amsterdam is widely known for its party atmosphere and its cannabis practice. This city offers so much more for all travellers, such as its beautiful canals, the historical buildings, world-class museums, and of course famous attractions like the Anne Frank House. It's quite easy to get around, especially with public buses, trams, metro lines, and of course the bicycles. I think it's a great weekend city break if you have the chance to visit. Slovenia. Nestled along the Adriatic Sea, Piran is a picturesque coastal town on the Slovenian Riviera. Narrow, winding streets all lead to the captivating square, where you can soak up the Mediterranean ambience. Now, I like Piran because it has that Venetian influence, and it's evident in its architecture. A true gem of the Slovenian coastline. Located amongst the Julian Alps, Lake Bohinj is one of those places where you can really admire the Slovenian natural landscape. Surrounded by pristine forests and majestic mountains, the lake has that serene escape for anyone who wants to have a relaxing holiday. It's perfect for those of you who seek an active holiday. There's hiking trails, kayaking, or even paddleboarding on the lake. But just remember, you can also relax on the peaceful shores. Perched high on a hill lies a medieval fortress called Selci Castle. Once the seat of the Counts of Selci, the castle now serves as a fascinating museum and archaeological site. You could admire the well-preserved walls, but also you can check out the underground passages while learning about Slovenia's medieval past. Czech Republic. In Bohemia's deep south, you'll find one of the most picturesque towns in Europe, Český Krumlov. It's like Prague, but in miniature. It also has a Unesco World Heritage Site with a stunning castle, just above the river, an old town square, and you can walk from one side of the town to the other in only 20 minutes. Now, if you are visiting the country this year, there are two castles worth mentioning. You'll find one situated in the Czech countryside, surrounded by lush forests and picturesque landscapes. A beautiful medieval castle called Krivoklát Castle. It features a mix of architectural styles, including both Gothic and Romanesque. And it has a rich historical background, serving as a royal residence and an important seat of power for Czech kings and nobility. Then you'll come to Loket Castle, which is perched atop a rocky hill, overlooking the Ohre River. And this creates a striking and picturesque setting for the fortress. This also has a long history, once as a strategic stronghold, providing a defense for the nearby town of Loket and the surrounding region. Belgium. One place I recommend is called Dinant. Now, this is a charming town nestled along the banks of the River Meuse, and it's known for that dramatic cliffside citadel and the iconic church of Notre Dame. So, taking relaxing walks along the river, you'll be able to see that historical viewpoint, as well as the quaint streets dotted with the usual cafes and shops. But like I said, an idyllic Belgian experience, but with one of the best views. Hungary. And I am feeling hungry as we're nearing the end of the video. but a visit to Budapest is the perfect European city to visit for either a long weekend or just a city break. The Danube runs through the centre of the city, splitting it into two distinct districts, Buda and Pest. So one thing I recommend you should do is to take the funicular, which runs up Castle Hill to the old town Buda, where you'll get some fabulous views across the river Danube. Now, one destination that's referred to as the Hungarian Sea is the largest freshwater lake in Central Europe, called Lake Balaton. Stretching across 50 miles, the lake is a very popular destination for locals. Now, if you want to mix a destination that's both relaxing and full of outdoor activities, then this is a place that you might want to consider. Famous for its warm waters and sandy beaches, you'll have plenty of opportunity to swim, sunbathe, and of course, take up various water sports. The next country is Romania. Head to Bran Castle. Now this is known as Dracula's Castle, which is a Gothic fortress perched on a rocky hill in Transylvania. A visit here will offer you a little taste into medieval architecture and its exhibits that's related to Romanian royalty. So what's interesting about this is its striking appearance, and I highly recommend that you book your tickets online instead of waiting in a massive queue that will accumulate. Now there's another underrated gem, which is one of the most beautiful, largest and most visited cities of Romania, Sibiu. Located right in the heart of Transylvania and very accessible from any point. Now this was actually the cultural capital of Europe over 10 years ago. A very relaxed city break where you're able to walk around along the upper town and lower town that's lined with colourful houses and lots of cobblestone streets. This is a type of city break where you want to avoid the masses in Europe. Northern Ireland. Now this is another holiday destination that's extremely underrated, seeing as most people in the UK are the ones who visit the most. So why not take a trip to Dunluce Castle? Perched dramatically on a coastal cliff near Bushmills in County Antrim. It's a medieval castle that's steeped in history, dating back to the 13th century, offering not only breathtaking views of the North Atlantic Ocean, but it has historical significance, including tales of battles and shipwrecks. So it's one to look out for. Another destination is Carricker Reed Rope Bridge. Now this is located on the stunning Causeway coastal route in Northern Ireland. You'll see that suspended high above the water of the Atlantic Ocean, you'll find a rope bridge that connects the mainland to the tiny Carricker Reed Island. So there you'll be able to experience the thrill of walking 23 meters above the sea. The next country is Malta. One destination you should try out is Marsalshlock, a small traditional fishing village in the southeastern region of Malta. Now this has a very beautiful harbour, and it's known for its views, fishermen and its history. Now if you like your food, it offers some of the finest fish restaurants on the island. So as well as the peaceful walks around the coast and harbour, it also has some great nightlife, especially in the summer. Another place you might want to head to is Gozo. Now this is a much lesser known destination in Malta and is actually the second largest of the Maltese islands. It's a much quieter place to be. And people say it's what Malta used to be like, a rural area where time just seems to pass a little slower. So to get to Gozo, you'll need to catch the Gozo ferry, which departs from Jukawa, northernmost point of Malta. And finally, we come to Wales. Now, how many of you who watch this video have been to Wales? I'm pretty sure hardly any. But it's great for those of you who love the outdoors. Beautiful scenery such as Snowdonia National Park. Now, this is located in northwest Wales. A breathtaking national park that's known specifically for its rugged mountains, serene lakes and its diverse wildlife. So the activities here will be hiking, climbing and often scenic train rides to the summit of Mount Snowdon. Or you can take a trip to Pembrokeshire's Coast National Park. This stretches along the southwestern coast and it boasts stunning cliffs, sandy beaches and beautiful coastal villages. Now this is the type of holiday for those of you who love coastal walks.
And there you have it, folks, 100 less touristy places to visit in Europe. If you do want to see other destinations, check the first 100 places in the series. And again, thanks for watching, and I will see you all on the next one.